Good morning, everyone. Time is now 9:30. I would like to call the September 8th, 2020 meeting of the Millcreek Township Board of Supervisors to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation.
This meeting is being recorded and/or transcribed.
Liberty and justice for all. Next, we'll take public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning applications. You may call in 833-1111 extension 380. And the meeting is being recorded by WQLN broadcast on Spectrum Channel 1024 and YouTube.com with closed captioning available. It also is being televised live on the Millcreek Township Emergency Management Facebook page. And if anyone would like to call in at this time for public comment on agenda items other than development or rezoning, we'll allow that line to be open for a minute. Okay, hearing none, we'll move on to approval of the minutes from our August 25th, 2020 regular meeting. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from that meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and I will second that. Mr. Owlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next, approval of the bills. We have some bills to pay. Is there a motion to approve paying the current batch of bills?
So moved.
I'll second that. Mr. Owlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next up on our agenda is a presentation and public hearing on Millcreek Township Stormwater Pollutant Reduction Plan, also known as PRP. Mr. Walding.
Thank you. Good morning. Yes, we have via video conference Lynn Mowry from Wood Environmental. She is the project lead for our pollutant reduction plan. What she'll present today is an update on an amended. Our original plan has been amended, and so she'll give an update on that amendment right now. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Lynn Mowry.
Hello.
Good morning.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, go ahead. I can hear you pretty good.
Okay, great. Sorry I can't be there in person, but I think we're all getting used to this setup now. So I'm going to talk about the pollutant reduction plan, a little bit about the requirement for the pollutant reduction plan and what has happened to update the plan since I was last there in June 2018 to present it to you. So some of the key terms that we use in stormwater is just as a starting point, our National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System, that's the NPDES program under the Federal Clean Water Act, and the Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System, or MS4 permit, is a permit the township holds to allow discharges from its storm drainage infrastructure into streams. And that is the permit under which this pollutant reduction plan is required. The pollutant reduction plan is required because of impaired water bodies in the township that were assessed by the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. And as we've already said, the PRP, that's the acronym for the pollutant reduction plan. So the township has held an MS4 permit since 2003. The current permit was effective on January 1st, 2014. And it is a 5-year permit, but the township has not been issued its new permit yet. But The PRP was required to be submitted in 2018, and that's what was done. But the MS4 program, as I said, covers your stormwater discharges, and it involves several different programs to improve the quality of stormwater discharges, such as your public education program, detecting illicit discharges and eliminating them, your construction site stormwater runoff program, post-construction stormwater management, and pollution prevention and good housekeeping. So the Pennsylvania DEP performed assessments throughout the state, and they assessed 6 streams in the township as being impaired for sediment. And this was based on an assessment of benthic macroinvertebrates, which are the little insects that live in the streams, and they're used as markers of water quality. Based on that assessment, here's a map of the streams that were assessed as impaired in the townships. So Millcreek, Walnut Creek, Wilkins Run, Marshall Run, Scotts Run, and Cascade Creek. And I don't know how well you can see on the screen, but the red segments of those streams in this map are the segments that were assessed as impaired. So in 2018, the township was required to do a pollutant reduction plan to reduce the sediment load by 10% over the 5 years of its next MS4 permit. And that plan was submitted with its MS4 permit application in July of 2018. So that first draft of the PRP went through public comment, and I was there in June for a public hearing on that PRP. So what we've been doing since then, it's a long story, but I would say that most of it was taken up with DEP review time. It was taking a long time to get review comments back from them. So basically, the first year, we did not get comments back from DEP until July of 2019. And during that time frame, the township had also identified another project opportunity on Walnut Creek. And so in response to the DEP comments, which were mostly related to the pollutant reduction planning area mapping, nothing major, nothing about the projects that were identified. The new project on Walnut Creek was added to the plan and resubmitted to DEP in November 2019. They provided additional review comments, again, mostly related to the mapping, wanting an additional outfall table on the map, and those were provided in February 2014. And a revised draft was submitted back to DEP in April of this year. So DEP has reviewed that version and asked the township to move forward with public comment on that updated pollutant reduction plan. And so that's what we're here to discuss today. So the pollutant reduction plan, it was a requirement in the MS4 permit, and the first step in developing the pollutant reduction plan was to determine the existing sediment load discharging from the MS4. So the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection had provided methodologies for doing this, and we worked very hard on determining what areas of the township drained through the storm sewer system and needed to be included in this pollutant reduction load. So the existing sediment load was determined to be a little over 6 million pounds per year, and therefore that 10% reduction was 618,920 pounds per year. So that was the goal for pollutant reduction for identifying projects. So back in 2018, we did a desktop evaluation and field evaluation of potential projects, and it was determined that the stream restoration projects were the best bang for the buck in providing the most sediment reduction for the least amount of cost. So that was the focus of most of the projects in the pollutant reduction plan. So stream restoration, I just wanted to give you some examples of what these projects look like. stream restoration needs to be done using natural methodologies, not using concrete to line the stream channels or dumping riprap into the stream. So here are some examples of before and after shots of stream restoration projects on Cascade Creek in Erie, just to give you an idea of what these projects look like after they're completed. You put in place rock tows along the banks or in-stream structures using wood or rocks to redirect the flow or to slow it down using riffle and run structures in the stream itself to stabilize the stream bank. So here's a few more pictures so you can see it before and after. In this one, you can see in the after photo, there's a structure in the middle of the stream that's directing flow into the center instead of against the banks. And this is another example of a project where you can see some stabilizing structures were put at the toe of the bank there to stabilize the stream. So in Millcreek, this revised pollutant reduction plan contains 3 stream restoration projects. So the new project on Walnut Creek replaced 2 other projects that were in the previous PRP, and then the Wilkins Run and Bladen Park projects are continued over from the previous PRP. So these projects together meet the pollutant reduction goal. It was not required in the PRP guidance from DEP to reduce sediment in each stream that was listed as impaired. So we just took the best opportunities that we had for reducing sediment to meet the goal in the streams. So the Walnut Creek project is a 540-foot, 5-foot-long project. This was identified by National Fuel, and the township was investigating opportunities for perhaps partnering on that project. But there was erosion of the stream bank in this area that could be corrected through a stream restoration project. And this is what that erosion looked like out in the field. The Bladen Park project, this project, again, eroded stream banks that could be addressed, and this project would also help stabilize the stream bank along Edgevale Road. Here are some pictures of what that stream looked like when we were out in the field in 2018. The left picture is right next to the road, so you can see that there's some concern about continued erosion on that side. Then the Wilkins Run project is located on the Lake Erie Region Conservancy property. So there was coordination with the Conservancy back in 2018, and they approved moving forward with the project. Sediment samples were taken along the banks to perform a sediment reduction calculation for the stream restoration project. And here are some pictures of what the stream looks like in that area. So significant erosion along this stream in that area. So the PRP itself does not require project costs to be included, so you won't find that in the report. But the planning level cost estimate was computed of $1 million for these projects. But it should be noted that stream restoration costs can vary depending on the number and type of structures installed. So it's, at this stage, it's difficult to estimate the cost. So as design progresses, more accurate costs will be available for these projects. So the next steps for this plan, the public comment period will end on September 18th, 2020. And then the township will have 5 years starting from the effective date of its next permit, which is still pending, to implement these projects to meet the pollutant reduction goal. So that is all I have. Are there any questions?
I don't have any.
No, none from the board.
No, Mr. Chairman, then I think you need to open up for public comment in case anybody wishes to comment on this.
Yes, we will do that now. Is there anybody present that would like to comment on this presentation today? If not, we will open up the phone line, 833-1111, extension 380, if anyone would like to call in and comment on this, on the PRP presentation we just heard. We'll give that a minute or so to entertain any call-ins. Okay, hearing no further comments. It says here that public comment is, the period is open until September 18th, correct? Maybe just a reminder, how can people comment on that through the 18th? What's the methods they could do that?
They can view a full copy of the plan by coming into the township building. There's one available here at the front desk, and they can leave comments here. It's also available on our website, millcreektownship.com/ms4, where they can find the PRP plan and review, and there's a form there for them to fill out comments as well.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
Okay.
Okay, we'll close the public comment portion of this. Any further questions?
No, if there's no further questions, I'd just like to thank Ms. Mowry and her team for all the hard work that they've done, and also to recognize Emma George, Township Project Engineer. She's been the project manager on the township end for this and has done an excellent job as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you.
And thank you, Lynn.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lynn. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, moving on. Number 7 on our agenda, bids and quotations. First up is Lindy West Side Paving Project, change order number 4. Mr. Snyder?
Good morning, gentlemen. This change order will be for extra repairs needed on Calico Drive. There was an overlay put on portions of Calico Drive some years ago, and the contractual milling did not go deep enough on the shoulders in some areas, causing the flaking of the overlay in those areas. The quote for the change order for the repairs needed would be $9,315, and it would be my recommendation to approve change order number 4 in the amount of $9,315 to make those repairs.
Okay, thank you, Gary. Is there a motion to approve this change order for Calico Drive in the amount of $9,315?
I'll make that motion.
And I will second that motion. Mr. Arlett?
How about yes?
And I vote yes. Next up, we have a driveway repair.
Yes, this would be for the replacement of a driveway apron that was forgotten during the reconstruction of Tamarack Drive. We sought quotes from 3 companies, Maya Brothers, CMS Construction, and Montagna Concrete. The quotes are as follows: Maya Brothers, no quote; CMS Construction, $1,600, and Montagna Concrete for $1,575. It would be my recommendation to have Montagna Concrete install the driveway apron on Tamarack Drive at the cost of $1,575.
Do I hear a motion to approve this contract with Montagna Concrete in the amount of $1,575?
So moved.
I'll second that. Mr. Owlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next up, Kearsarge Station generator repair. Gary?
Yes, yearly we have a company come in and inspect our on-site generators. We found that at the Kearsarge Station, the generator needed to have a new radiator put in it at this time. So we are seeking permission to have Cleveland Brothers make repairs on the generator. Those repairs are listed on the quote and would cost $10,290 under the CoStar's contract number 008-579. There are monies in the sewer revenue budget to cover the cost of these repairs, and I would put that in a recommendation to have Cleveland Brothers make those repairs.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve contract with Cleveland Brothers? It's a CoStar's contract in the amount of $10,290 for this repair to the generator at the Kearsarge Station.
So moved.
I'll second that. Mr. Owlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. And we have a Glenwood Station generator repair as well, Gary?
Yes, this would be with Cleveland Brothers also. This repair would be at the cost of $3,525 under the CoStar's contract number 008-579, and there are also monies in the sewer revenue budget to cover the cost of these repairs. I would put that in a recommendation to have Cleveland Brothers make those repairs on that generator also.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to approve this contract with Cleveland Brothers? It's a CoStar's as well in the amount of $3,525 for this repair.
So moved.
I'll second that. Mr. Owlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Thank you, Gary.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Number 8 on our agenda is new amended ordinances under review. First National Bank loan ordinance. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, this is an ordinance that will be on the agenda for the next meeting for the supervisors to take action on. The ordinance relates to a short-term loan being taken out by the township to pay for the acquisition of a 2020 Mack tandem axle chassis and Vector 2100 plus JetVac equipment package in an amount not to exceed $440,000. This ordinance is a requirement under the Local Government Unit Debt Act.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Shaw. So we don't need to take any action on that
Correct.
tonight. That'll be on our next
Yes.
agenda. Okay, thank you, sir. Next up, we have Resolution 2020-R53, a resolution pursuant to Resolution 2015-R20 and the Municipal Records Manual to approve proposed disposition of certain township records. Today it's for dash cam videos for the Millcreek Police Department. Dash cam videos running from September 9th to September 22nd of 2020. And I will make a motion to approve Resolution 2020-R53. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Owlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Next, we have Resolution 2020-R54, a resolution amending Resolution 2020-R27 to extend the disaster emergency declaration within Millcreek Township regarding COVID-19. Mr. Shaw?
Yes, the Governor of Pennsylvania extended the state's declaration of emergency last week by 90 days. Previously, the township had issued its own declaration of emergency, which is set to expire today. To match the governor's declaration and to ensure that the township continues to qualify for available COVID-19 funding, this resolution extends the township's declaration to December 15th, 2020, which is the first supervisor meeting after the current governor's declaration expires. In addition to extending the emergency declaration, this resolution also amends the public meeting guidelines that have been followed by the township for its public supervisor meetings, the Planning Commission, and the Zoning Hearing Board. The resolution changes the call-in aspect of the guidelines, effective for any public meeting of the supervisor, the Planning Commission, and the Zoning Hearing Board. Members of the public who do not wish to attend the meeting in person may still participate by telephone by calling no later than 24 hours prior to the meeting to make arrangements to participate by phone. If the person wishes to participate in a supervisor meeting, they must contact the Township Secretary, Cheryl Williams, either via telephone or email 24 hours before the meeting. Once arrangements are made, the person will be called by the supervisors at the appropriate time during the meeting. Similarly, for the Planning Commission and Zoning Hearing Board, the person must contact the Township Planning and Development Officer, Matthew Puzz, either via telephone or email 24 hours prior to the meeting. And similarly, once those arrangements are made, that person will be able to will be called at the appropriate time during the meeting or hearing to participate. Notice of this will be also posted on the Township website, so folks will be able to see that and know how to appropriately participate in the meeting. As you know, we've had these meetings and the availability to call in for some time now. For the most part, folks have not been calling in. The meetings are open to the public and people can attend, and again, for the most part, there are plenty of spaces for people to attend in person. For example, in today's meeting, we have, I think, 2 members of the public here, and there's another space for another 10 or 11 members of the public. So we think this will help move the meetings along and remove some of the dead time we have waiting for people to call in when in fact they've not been calling in.
Okay. Thank you, Mark. Do I hear a motion to approve Resolution 2020-R54 as stated?
I'll make that motion.
And I will second that. Mr. Arlett?
I vote yes.
And I vote yes. Resolution 2020-R55. This is a resolution to approve the application for the Erie County CARES Municipal Reimbursement Program and authorize signatories. Mark?
Yes, the county was awarded money for, under the CARES Act, and county council subsequently carved out $1.25 million for local municipalities for items that were not in their budgets for PPE and other things that were required to protect the public and the workforce from COVID-19. Part of the process required producing a listing of all the expenditures, and the other piece of it is a resolution by the board affirming the decision to apply for grant monies under the CARES Act from the county. Our total is somewhere around $199,000, and that spreadsheet is prepared, and the only thing now is waiting is the resolution, so if you so choose to approve it. My recommendation would be to do so that we can complete the application to the county.
Okay.